The all-time greatest secret for getting NES games to work. No other mainstream gaming console is as infamous for its functional intermittency as the NES. Ah, but I said functional intermittency, not completely defunct after 8 months of regular gaming. Anyway, there are several legendary techniques that most people use, and although they can be helpful, there is one method that's rarely seen but outdoes them all. But before we get to that, let's list off some of the more inferior methods. Number 1. Putting 2 games in the NES. I've rarely seen this work, and it seems kind of gimmicky, but I figured I'd give it another chance. It didn't work, but it did look ridiculous. Number 2. Holding the reset button for X amount of time. This one is kind of funny. How long are you supposed to hold it? Everyone had a different opinion, but according to my Famicom to NES game converter, you should hold it for 3 to 5 seconds and relieve. It will be okay, but it won't be. It actually doesn't do anything. While the first 2 may seem a little obscure, surely someone will remember this one. Number 3 is where you actually get to bully your NES into working by snapping the game down. You do this by catching it on the edge of the tray when pushing it down into the system. Sometimes it works, but it's inconsistent and there's a much better technique, so don't bother. Number 4. Cleaning the game. This is by far one of the more extreme approaches. Here's one technique, but the most common is using alcohol and Q-tips, despite Nintendo's warning. There were a couple of cleaning kits available for purchase, but you won't find many of those lying around. Number 5 is Old Faithful, blowing into the cartridge. This action has become synonymous with Nintendo games and somewhat of a staple of retro pop culture. Who started this? I want to have my picture taken with him or her. That would be awesome. But honestly, it doesn't work. It just gets spit everywhere, so stop it! Now for the all-time greatest secret for getting NES games to work. Let's do this in real time with a game that has seen better days and rarely worked. This one should do the trick. Put the game into the console and push it down. Never ever close the lid, it must stay open. Proceed to turn it on and place each one of your index fingers on either side of the cartridge. Now wiggle! Yeah, I'm serious. Just wiggle it to side, slightly pulling the game out as you do so and watching the screen to see any sign of it working. As you experiment with the position of the game, the title screen should eventually start cutting in and out. At this point, hit the reset button. Bam! It works! Don't be afraid to position the game on any angle when wiggling it, as every cartridge has its own sweet spot and it's just a matter of finding it. I hope you found this video fun and informative. Happy gaming!